Hey, what's up guys, Totallydubbed here, and today I'm doing a video review for the Razer Tiamat 7.1 headset. So first of all, I would like to thank Razer for actually sending me this out for review, and it can be found for about 170 to 180 pounds on Amazon. Link in the description below if you're going to need it. So just a quick description of what you get in the box. You get the headset themselves with the control pod all in one. You've got these little plastic covers which have got this kind of magnetic little bits on the edge, and they are to be used for changing the look of the headset. If you just place it on top, it changes the look. And then you've got this little cable over here that has cables that come out of it, and it plugs into the control pod and allows you to play through your speakers if you've got a 3.5mm jack for your speakers. So let's get straight into this review, and speaking about this little thing, I'm going to start off with this little thing. So it's a great thought by Razer to actually have it included, to have a pass-through for your speaker, but unfortunately when you plug it in and you have music playing on your headset, and therefore not on your speakers, but have this plugged into your speakers are going to have some static noise or some little sparkling sounds that come through it whilst the music is playing. When the music is not playing, you don't have that problem. So I don't know what it is, but it seems like the pass-through is not really well done by Razer. So unfortunately, despite the good nature of this by Razer, the actual implementation of it is poorly done. I can guarantee you there's nothing wrong with my speakers, and on top of that, this was plugged into an Asus Zonar D1 sound card. So before getting into the sound quality, which you're going to want to hear what I have to say, ironically, and pun intended, I'm just going to talk a little bit about the build quality. So the build quality of this headset is a little bit hit and miss for me. It is a decently built headset, but it feels very cheap, especially for a £180 headset. If this was a £40 headset, I would have said something very different, but in terms of £180, I don't expect a plastic design that can probably be broken if I just pull a little bit over here. So a little bit disappointing on that. And in terms of the looks, I mean, it looks very ridiculous on the head, but to be honest, I don't really care about that because it is a headset. It's not a headphone that you're going to be using on the go. You're going to be using it at home. End of the day, you don't really care how it looks like. But in terms of looks, I should mention that you do get the Razer logo that comes up in green over here when it's plugged into the USB, which I'm going to do in just a second. And you've got the look of the drivers themselves over here, which is quite nice. Again, that look can be customized if you want by placing those little pads on top. So look-wise, a little bit hit and miss, not something I would really go out and say, oh, I really like that. But in terms of the design, it's a little bit disappointing considering it's a £180 headset. On top of that, the microphone is retractable, which is great, but the actual design of it is not that well great. As you can see, a little bit flappy, a little bit plasticky, almost Chinese built thing. And then, you know, the headset can be adjusted a little bit, but it's not that great. As you can see, it's not wanting to stick to my position that I want. It's reverting back to the center. So the actual microphone itself is okay in terms of build quality, but it could have been much better, especially at £180. Now the comfort of the headset is a little bit hit and miss again. It really depends on your shape of your head, and on top of that, the size of your ears. And the reason I'm saying that is because of the cups. The over-the-ear cups are very nice and well padded. That's all well and good, but the actual size of the cup you might not be able to see. Maybe on the pictures on my website, on the written review, you might be able to see. But they're very rectangular and very small and narrow. I would have liked them to be a little bit larger. Considering we've got a lot of space to work with these big headsets, it would have been nice to have a bit of wider gap for your ears to go in comfortably. Unfortunately, this is not the case, and therefore for me, over a long period of time, I just didn't find them that comfortable. Finishing off with the comfort, the top headband. As much as I love these headbands on audiophile headphones or some different types of headsets, for example the SteelSeries Siberia headsets, for example, this is like padded with a plastic material. I mean, quite literally, it's plastic. I don't know what Razer were thinking in terms of this, but plastic on top of your head for a long period of time is not going to be comfortable, and it isn't. These little things really feel kind of bulgy on top of your head, and they're not that comfortable. If these were leather, then it would have been completely different, and again it emphasizes my point of it not really feeling like a £180 headset. It feels like more like a £40 headset. Finally, rounding off the whole build quality, comfort and everything of the headset, these don't have a detachable cable, therefore you're going to have this headset with a lot of cable, which is great in terms of, you know, having the headset plugged into your back of your PC, but in terms of actual comfort and putting these headsets somewhere, you know, if you're going to use your speakers rather than this all the time, you can't put it anywhere. You've just got to have loads of cable dangling all over your desk. If a simple removable cable would have been applied by Razer, it would have helped. Again, not a problem if this was a £40 headset, but we're talking about a £180 headset over here, guys. So this really does have to lead to expectations. Unfortunately, it doesn't. So overall build quality, comfort, a little bit hit and miss in all honesty, and it just doesn't feel like a £180 headset in my hands. Now, the most important thing out of all of this, no matter what I'm saying, is the sound quality. If the sound quality is good, then you could probably ignore what I'm saying. But unfortunately, that is not the case. The sound quality is actually horrendous. Yes, you heard it right, horrendous on this headset. Again, if this was a £40 headset, I would have said it's okay. Not great, but it's okay. It really reminded me of the Sony XP500s, which were very much bloated in terms of bass. This has the bloated bass but doesn't have the quality of the XP500's, you know, sub bass and mid bass. It has a lot of bass but not a lot of control and not a lot of precision and not a lot of extension. The sub bass on my Denon D2000s was tons better. I can't quite emphasize that. The mids of these were almost non-existent, almost like the Sony XP500s. By the way, the Sony XP500s were about £35 to £50 headphones. The mids, as I said, almost non-existent, and the highs were completely rolled off. Unlike the Sonys, which had decent highs, these had terrible highs. The soundstage, again on the Sonys, were great, but on this, on the other hand, felt kind of closed and confined. It felt like it was being pushed, all funneled through a small little tunnel, and unfortunately didn't really give a great impression in terms of music, let alone in games where you want sound coming from all over. You do get the 7.1 surround sound experience if you want, but I've always found that as a gimmick, and there's no surprise here, it is almost like a gimmick. Reduces the sound quality even worse and produces this kind of Dolby-esque sound that you're going to experience. I've never liked it on any other headphones or any other headsets, and there's no difference over here. It's still the same thing in terms of 7.1. Doesn't give that experience that I was expecting. Even when I installed the software and played around with the software settings and calibrated and all of that, same thing applied over there. So sound quality wise, guys, stay away from this headset. I don't know what Razer were thinking. This is a really expensive headphone, and it just does not deliver. Sound quality wise is what's the most important to me, you know, ignoring everything else. Sound quality and audio is very important, and unfortunately this is not the case. SteelSeries also make peripherals, and their headsets pretty much reflect their peripherals. They're excellent throughout their range. The Razer, on the other hand, they've got great peripherals like the Chroma over here, the Orb Weaver over here, which I've got. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but right here. They're great, a little bit overpriced, which is to be expected from Razer. A little bit overpriced, but they deliver their content. Headphones, what the hell? I don't know what Razer are thinking. Huge market to grab over here for gamers. They're probably one of the biggest, best, well-known gaming peripherals company known in the world. But their headsets sound like something that came out of China for $30. Let's put it that way, and then marked up to a £40 price tag in the UK. So really curious about this, Razer. What the hell have you done, and what the hell are your audio engineers are doing? Fire them, get rid of them, get someone else in to actually do a proper job. And on top of that, if these were £40, I would have said okay, but £180, you have got to be taking the piss out of here, because this is just ridiculous. I mean, I don't know what they're thinking. Anyway, what I'm trying to say, sound quality wise, forget it. Now normally I would also, for a headset, do a recording quality for the mic. I'm not going to even bother doing that. The reason why, I just cannot be bothered to render the video and edit the video and take time doing this video, because in all honesty, the sound quality is so bad for the headset in terms of audio that I don't see any reason why anyone would buy this headset. The recording quality, on the other hand, is great. It does a good job. Not perfect, but it's great. Only problem I found with the actual recording is the fact that when I had music playing on the headset, it was also being picked up by the microphone, be it when I was talking or when I was not talking. and this was even with the clear voice software that was activated or deactivated. It was the same thing, didn't really help. So therefore the recording quality was okay, but if you're going to have music playing in the background and you are speaking to your friends, they're going to be able to hear your music through your own headset. So I'm not going to bother doing a recording because I just don't think I can recommend these headsets in any respect. Price, performance, looks, design, anything. Stay away from this headset, look for other headsets. I have no idea about the other headsets that Razer offer, but I've heard from a friend, which I trust his ears to a reasonable amount. I would say, he said to me, I would stay away from the lower end range of Razer because they're very horrible. He in fact bought some and then returned them. He's an idiot for not for buying them in the first place and not asking me, but anyway, that's a different point. But in terms of this one that I've got here is the thing I can make a comment on, and all I can say is stay away. Stay very, very away from this. Razer, take note, and don't listen to the hype that you read on the internet. It's absolutely flawed. I like Googling around for products before I get them or after I get them, just to see what the general view is on the internet about them. And I did pick up on some of the things, like the price, but I never picked up on this static noise problem. I never picked up on the point that you're gonna need a sound card to get at least some better audio from it. And I never picked up on the fact that the sound quality is atrocious. All of the reviewers out there were like, oh, it's a decent headset, the sound quality's alright, it looks this and that. I don't know what they're smoking, I have absolutely no idea, but they're completely wrong. I mean, I feel like just slapping them across the face and telling them, what are you doing, or who is paying you to write these reviews? I just don't understand. Anyway guys, stay away from these headsets. Hopefully you've enjoyed this review. If you have, make sure you give it a like for honest reviews, which you don't find on the internet, which really frustrates me. Subscribe for more honest reviews, and on top of that, comment and share and favorite the video, as it always helps. Anyway guys, I've been totally dubbed. This has been the Razer Tiamat 7.1 headset that you should avoid. And yeah, take care guys, totally dubbed out. Bye bye.